Da, 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 da. Well, it's the next afternoon, and it's hot. It was hot here today, but the sun is going over that direction, so the backyard's in the shade. I could have came out here in the morning and then in midday do something else and then come out here in the afternoon. As it is, it's about 4:30. I'm gonna stay out here probably till dark, and it's fine. Okay, and went to the store. I got some drip irrigation parts, and here's all the different parts I got. These are drip 2 gallon per hour. This is half gallon, half GPH, gallon per hour. These are bubblers. Okay, these are bubblers that you put on the end of the line, end of a 1/4 inch tube. Here's 1 gallon pressure, and this is what I try to do. This is what I did at my mother's house, at my own house, when I got ready to do repairs. Okay, and I just got different parts, and all this stuff cost about, oh, I don't know, $50 or so. Okay, and that's because I got the 1/4 inch tubing too. This is like 100 feet. Yeah, that's 100 feet, and that's the 1/4 inch tubing for any type of repairs later on down the road. I'm not going to need 100 feet today, mind you, no way. But she'll have it for any time she needs to do any repairs. Here's 1/4 inch barbed elbows. See that? Very seldom do you need elbows because you can usually bend this however you want. But the reason why I got elbows was because I'm gonna take a drip line, and I'm gonna come across, and I'm gonna go straight up the side of the block and then fish it in here, let's say, and at this end, probably right there. And then so I'll need an elbow there and an elbow there. If I don't do that, then it's a long sweep from the 1/4 inch tubing and a long sweep there, and eventually it could get kinked or something like that. That's the only time you're gonna need elbows. So I thought I'd get some. Okay, and as for elbows, here I got some T's. Now, why would you need a T? That's very seldom are you going to do that, but because I want to bring in 2 lines, remember I'm going to put 4, I thought initially 6 bubblers here, because this is that raised garden bed area, but she's got some sprayers. One is a round sprayer, but I found some other ones in the landscaped area that I'm going to change to regular bubblers. That is a half a circle, and so I'm thinking one here, half a circle, one on that side, half a circle, the same thing on both of those, and I'll try that first before I do 3 on each side. And so when I come up from the main drip irrigation line over there, I'm just going to come in with a 1/4 inch tubing, and then I'll go to 1, and then I'll tee off of that over to the other one. So I'm going to basically have 2 sprayers on a 1/4 inch tube here, 2 sprayers on a 1/4 inch tube over on that side, and the only way you can do that is by using a T, right? So I only got 10. Like I say, very seldom you're going to use those. And here I've got some 1/4 inch barbed connectors. These are just couplings. Okay, you always need that when you start a line. And then I got the bubblers. Here's 10 regular bubblers, 1 gallon per hour. This is 1 gallon per hour mini inline drippers. That means that these you hook end to end to end to end. If you got quite a few flowers, individual flowers, and you want to water each one, you go to one and put one of these inline drippers, then go with 1/4 inch tubing to another inline dripper, to the next one, to the next one. You can't really use these for the end of a line, so you got to use these other ones. Okay, and sometimes I use those, so I got a few of those. And then here's this thing called a hole punch. So you get one of those. It's this little tool, and you punch whenever you want to add a 1/4 inch tube to the main line. You would use that tool, push it right into this, and then you would add your coupling. See, that's a coupling, and then your 1/4 inch tubing, and then your drip bubbler at the end. See, like that. Okay, and this one happens to have a little stake, and they used to do that, and you could do something like that, or whatever. I very seldom use those stakes. When they're in the ground like that, I'll take them out and I'll save them. I'll save them for another time. And here was the stuff that I had from my mother's place, and I'm not gonna end up using my mother's stuff because I convinced the owner to buy her own stuff here. And I helped her at the store at Lowe's. We went to Lowe's, of course. We went to Lowe's. That was the closest place to her. And this little tool comes with some end caps, you know, 10 end caps. They're called hole plugs. See, like this. And I got some extra ones here. This bag is for 20. So I got 20 plugs plus the 10. I got 30 plugs in case I ever want to plug off a line. If there's a line that's going to nowhere and you want to just cap off the 1/4 inch tubing, or if for some reason you decide to pull out an old coupling at wherever, and you're thinking, I'm not going to use that anymore, you could pull that directly out, put a plug in right there. I don't generally like to do it right at the ends because if you're not careful, you could snap this off, the part that's going in there. And if you snap it off, how do you pull the rest out? And if you think, oh, that's fine, I'll just push another one in there. Yeah, you do that and you have this little tip that's now free floating throughout your line, and it could come up and plug up something down your line. You know what I mean? Okay, so for all that, about 50 bucks, she got a little oh, what is that? It's rosemary. It was rosemary. That's what it was. Yeah, she wanted to do that, and she told me where she wanted it planted, so I'm gonna have to do that. And then we ended up getting this this garden soil for flowers and vegetables. They have all kinds of different ones because I told her this was regular dirt. Maybe somebody had a little garden in here from years ago, and the dirt looks a little bit better than regular dirt. But I said, hey, why don't you throw some garden soil on top of that? This happens to be garden soil for flowers and vegetables. Okay, and so that's what we decided to get. They had all kinds of different ones, and that was about 10 bucks a bag. We ended up getting 5 bags. How did I figure out how much I needed? Well, I figured I was gonna, let's just put 3 inches on top of this. There's plenty of room to add 3 more inches in here, isn't there? And it will still compact a little bit. It's not going to be flush with the top. It's going to still stick down a little bit. Okay, and how do you do that? How do you know? How do I know 5 bags is going to be enough there? You might have guessed and thought, 2 bags is fine, 3 bags is fine. And you go to the store and you put 3 bags in there and you think, my word, that hardly went anywhere. You go back to the store and get some more bags. Don't do that kind of stuff. You can figure it out yourself, okay? Because you look on a bag. See this here? It says 2 CUFT. That means 2 cubic feet, 2 cubic foot, 2 cubic feet of material in here. And you think, okay, well, how's that going to help me, Joe? Well, you need a little math, and it's not that difficult, okay? And I'm gonna show you right now how I figured this out. I measured this from this side over to there. That was close to 5 feet, and then from here down to there was close to 8 feet. Okay, so the formula is to figure out cubic feet is length times width times height. Okay, well, length times width, you know how, that's very simple to do. Length times width, let's see, 5 times 8 is 40. You should be able to do that in your head. If not, you can use your calculator. You can use your calculator on your phone. 5 times 8 is 40. So far, right? That's 40 feet. 40 square feet right there. Length times width Now times height. Well, how do you do height on the calculator? And it's only 3 inches. It's not a foot. How are we going to do that? Well, 3 inches is how many inches? How many inches in a foot? 12 inches, right? Oh, I'm gonna put 3 inches. So what decimal is that for a foot? That's 1/4 of a foot, right? 3 inches. 3, 6, 9, 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 fourths. 4 fourths. So a fourth of 1 is 0.25, right? Right? So you got length. Well, we'll go length is 8 times width was 5 is 40 times the height is 0.25, right? 0.25 is 10. That's 10 square feet. You see how I got that? Length times width times height. Length times width times height, 0.25, 10. That's 10 cubic feet. Okay, so now let's go back over to our bag. We know this particular bag is 2 cubic feet. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is 5 bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be plenty. You see how I figured that out? Now you can't always assume that all of the bags at the garden store, or Lowe's, wherever you end up getting it, is 2 cubic feet. There's a lot of them that are 1.5 cubic feet. 2. I've seen them 2.5. And then we saw another bag that was 3 cubic feet. And I didn't want to get the 3 because it was heavier and it was more awkward. You know, you should be able to lift 2 cubic feet, a 2 cubic foot bag like this, or 1.5. If it was 1.5, then you would know. Obviously, we would need more bags, right? So so you can figure all that out. Length times width times height. Okay, that's how you do that. Now here's another thing. At Lowe's, at the garden area. Yeah, I mean, some of you are going to know this. Others aren't. They have plastic. They have plastic like this when you go out of the store. And it was funny. It said tear here, and I saw some scissors there, but there's a zip line here, so you can just unroll it off the big roll, you tear here, there's a zip line, and then you're going to get a piece, you know, fairly big. And I got a couple of those, put them down in the back of the SUV before I loaded this stuff up. Lots of times, and then I try to find bags like this that don't have any holes in them or imperfections somewhere where you lift it up and stuff's coming all over the place. Well, that's going to get all inside your car, right? Or if the bag is wet, that's the last thing you want. Okay, but anyway, they have plastic like that. They have tie wire, nylon wire in a big roll. They got red flags. They got anything. So and you know, that's at the garden area, and at the lumber area they have the same types of things. Okay, so make sure you look at that. Bring your stuff home safely so you don't make a big mess in the car, your truck, or a van, or whatever.